my name is Dr. Sana Sarfaraz, and I'm currently working as an assistant professor in the Department of Pharmacology, Faculty of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences, University of Karachi.
What was pharmacy when you were the student of pharmacy?
We took admission in the Faculty of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences, University of Karachi. At that time, the pharmacy degree was of 4 years. And from our time, the PharmD program was basically introduced. So you can, have an idea that the clinical pharmacy was not as much developed as it is now. There was no concept of community pharmacy as such. It was more, like a retail setup. So now after, passing out, and I passed out in 2008. So from there onwards till now, I feel that Alhamdulillah, the profession has developed a lot. You see pharmacists working in hospital pharmacies, we have clinical pharmacists, we have certified pharmacists, we have, mashallah, now a number of community pharmacies running here. And, the people now at least know what a pharmacist is. So there's a lot of, recognition now, alhamdulillah, as compared to the time when initially the PharmD program started.
What were the hindrances in achieving your goal as a pharmacist, and how did you cope up with that situation?
Not regarding pharmacy profession, if you talk about any profession, there are good points and there are bad points. It's how you look at it. It's your own perspective, how you overcome those things. For example, when we talk about the hospital pharmacy, because my career pathway, if you have a look at it, after doing my PharmD, I joined Al Khan University Hospital. Then I worked there as an outpatient pharmacist, and then I switched towards academia. But still, I was affiliated with clinical trainings and community trainings, because I wanted to be in touch with my root, my passion, which is definitely serving the community. So when we talk about the hindrances faced, you see there is some acceptability, and then there is non-acceptability as well, right? So usually people get very depressed, or it leaves a negative impact on people, to professionals होते हैं specifically. If I talk about the PharmD students nowadays, अगर कोई patient आपके साथ बदतमीजी कर जाता है, या if a doctor does not recognize you, तो वो बहुत disheartened हो जाते हैं. These are commonly the drawbacks that we face as pharmacists, because our profession is not as much developed as it should be. So I usually overcame that hindrance, by still counseling the patient, still, approaching the physician for the interventions, and I did not give up. And I always advise the students that, one setback does not, mean that you should give up. One setback means it's okay. You should always look at the glass, always see the glass full, half full, not half empty. So when you see the glass half full, you'll always, have a passion for going on, moving forward.
Was there a time when you wanted to change your profession? And if yes, then why?
No, beta. No, not that I can recall of, alhamdulillah. I am always thankful for the profession I chose. It gave me recognition, and I'm blessed to be where I am today. And I've never thought of changing my profession. I believe that, Allah Ta'ala always has a destiny planned for everyone. So, if you follow your path and you work hard, definitely you'll be somewhere, and, Allah will reward you. So, no, I haven't thought about that.
What are the changes that you observed in public after an emerging role of pharmacist?
You have mixed reactions, but I must say I always appreciate voluntary services carried out by the pharmacist. I will highlight a few points that, even uneducated people nowadays, if there is a pharmacist, if they are educating them properly, if they're telling them something that is beneficial to them, so definitely, they will accept that a pharmacist is something. And I always say this multiple times in my lectures as well. I've always highlighted this point. Kindly start with your family, with your relatives, with your neighbors. If you tell them, for example, they are taking something and they are telling you that it is not being efficacious, aisa ho gaya, aisa ho gaya. And if you just have a look at the prescription and tell them, how to take the things properly, with water, without water, with meals, without meals, if there's any interaction, how to monitor the diet along with it, you will see that those people will come back to you again. So I have seen, mashallah, alhamdulillah, our profession is now getting recognition. But I still want that, we can go further ahead with this, inshallah. If we keep on the right path and the right track, and we get people who are passionate about the profession.
What do you think? Where will pharmacy profession stand after 10 to 12 years?
Where will it stand, or what is my wish that it should be over there? These are two separate things. Where I think where it will stand, definitely, as I already told you, that compared to when I passed out, the time period being 10 to 12 years, the profession has progressed with regards to specifically hospital pharmacies and community pharmacies, and even entrepreneurships. You see, now students are also interested in being business planners. They are launching their programs and working on telecommunication services and stuff like this, which is very good. So in 10 to 12 years, definitely the profession will develop for the better, inshallah ta'ala. What my wish is that we could overcome the retail setup where there are non-pharmacists working, and we could somehow ensure or motivate the younger generation to come more towards the community pharmacy, so that our profession can be more recognized, can be more developed in our own country, inshallah, as it is globally.
Describe a situation when you went out of your way to provide an exceptional performance. How can
Usually,
a pharmacist
because
be a help of
I am,
community?
I usually volunteer, and in the earlier days, 3 to 4 years back, we used to volunteer a lot in an organization, which was a welfare organization. So over there, I had a group of students under me, and we were, we went really out of our way in counseling patients. And after 6 months to one year, when I went back to that place, to that organization, to work again and train the next students, it was very surprising and a very happy moment for me that some of the patients came back, because definitely for the follow-up and stuff, and they recognized me and they came to me and they said, we were looking for you, and आपने बहुत अच्छी दवाई समझाई थी, और आप वो वाले बच्चे कहाँ हैं जिन्होंने हमें समझाया था किस तरह से लेनी है, उन्होंने हमें लिख के दिया था. Or we did definitely go out of the way, because we took all of the prescriptions. They even bought their earlier prescriptions to us, and we properly labeled them, and we tried also communicating, asking them to explain to us again what we had explained to them. So it was definitely a very pleasing moment for us as well, that they remembered. Then once or twice I have also done this, that when you're standing in a line and some patient is worried about some medicine, and I counseled them. So then they said, oh, acha, aap pharmacist hain. So these are some memorable things that you do, and I think the pleasure you receive is when the patient recognizes you, the patient recognizes your profession. That thing is very much pleasing for me. It's something that is a blessing. आप रियलाइज करते हैं कि आप किसी के लिए कुछ कर रहे हैं और उसको उससे फायदा हो रहा है, वो आपको दुआएं दे रहे हैं, वो आपको याद रख रहा है. So this is something very big.
How can a pharmacist be a help of community?
Actually, the main role of pharmacist, or the role of pharmacist, can be highlighted by practicing in the community. As I said before as well, for example, somebody is living in an apartment, or somebody is even not living in an apartment, in a villa or someplace, and you have neighbors, and there is a retail pharmacy
your
setup over
knowledge
there.
up
You are
to
doing
date
pharmacy
with the
yourself.
current
If
pharmacy
you
practice,
just
new
there's a
drugs
physician
and
nearby, and you
trends?
tell them, sir, I want to sit with you, and I'm just currently doing pharmacy, and I'm in my 4th year or final year, and I want to help the patient. So you have passed out and you want to volunteer some time over there. So how you can help that? The physician is prescribing, and you are explaining the prescription, and you are dispensing the prescription, so that will create an awareness in your own community setup as well. If even you cannot do this, what you can do is help your family members, help your relatives. So this will basically create awareness in the community that there is someone who's a pharmacist residing nearby, and then they'll come and contact you. In this way, a chain can be initiated, or is तरह से we can overcome the hurdles, the most common hurdle that we face, that the retail pharmacists are not getting recognition because of non pharmacists that are working in the community. तो ये चीज अगर हम कम्युनिटी में अपनी पहचान करवा सकें, बीइंग अ फार्मासिस्ट, कि हम क्या क्या कर सकते हैं जिससे आपको फायदा हो सकता है, जिससे एक आवाम को फायदा हो सकता है, एक बेशक वो एजुकेटेड हो, वो अनएजुकेटेड हो, उसको फायदा हो सकता है। तो इससे हमारी प्रोफेशनल रिकग्निशन बहुत अच्छी हो सकती है, हमारा प्रोफेशन आगे जा सकता है। आप देखें ग्लोबली ऑल ओवर कम्युनिटी फार्मेसी इज वेरी वेल रिकग्नाइज्ड, इज वेरी वेल अप्रिशिएटेड. Even the mayors of that area, they award pharmacists on the work they have done. Especially you can see during the pandemic, many pharmacists are being recognized because of the work they are doing. So this is something, in the community you can create a name for yourself, your profession specifically.
Are you happy and satisfied with your profession?
To date depends upon the profession you adopt, one thing. Then the other thing is your own interest for knowledge, or your own
How
thirst for
is your
knowledge. For
experience with
example, even
NCPB?
at this stage, even if you ask me, I will say that I still want to see, or I still want to keep updated. I go for FDA, the new FDA drugs that are being launched. I go for WHO websites. I go for up to date. I then, yearly or twice a year, the pharma guides get revised. You can have a look over that as well. So, it depends upon your own interest that how much knowledge you want to gain. अगर आप up to date रहना चाहते हैं तो फिर you need to visit the research articles, visit the at least कुछ भी नहीं तो just go for the FDA and WHO, वो सारी updated knowledge आपको share कर रहे होते हैं. So just have a look over it and you'll see what new drugs are being launched, what new practices and guidelines are being implemented. That is very important.
Are you happy and satisfied with your profession?
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
How is your experience with NCPB?
Mashallah, I started with NCPB as a trainer, and it was a very good experience for me because initially the place where I started working, it was a welfare organization and there was no pharmacist over there currently that was working actively. But when we visited over there, I did 2 to 3 trainings with them over the winter and the summer session, and after that we submitted a
How do
report that we
you
did this,
sum
we
up
did
your
this, we did
journey
this.
as a
And it
pharmacist?
was a very happy moment for us when the in charge over there called and they said that they want to hire pharmacists because they have seen from our working that there is a need of having a proper pharmacist over there, and the counseling and the dispensing improved because of the presence of pharmacists over there. So definitely NCPP has provided a very very good platform, not only for the students to enhance their learning, it is also benefiting the welfare organizations that we work with, and it is a very good it is providing a very good platform for the students
Any message
for
for the
hands-on
pharmacy
practice, that
students
what
and
they
the new
are they can
pharmacist
face
in
in
the
the community.
field?
One thing which I believe is very important is this, we should recognize this कि जिस इदारे में हमने पढ़ा है या जिस प्रोफेशन में हमने पढ़ा है हमें उसे रिटर्न करना है. वी शुड गिव बैक टू इट, राइट? बीइंग अ स्टूडेंट अपनी कम्युनिटी को सर्व करें, हमने जो नॉलेज अटेन की है हम उससे इंसानों को फायदा पहुंचाएं, ठीक है? सो एनसीपीबी इज प्रोवाइडिंग सच अ प्लेटफॉर्म वेयर यू आर नॉट ओनली लर्निंग, यू आर ऑल्सो बेनिफिटिंग समवन. और वो ऐसे लोग होते हैं यूजुअली जो उतने एजुकेटेड नहीं होते. आप एजुकेटेड लोगों को भी डेफिनेटली कर रहे होते हैं, लेकिन अनएजुकेटेड लोगों को भी आप कर रहे होते हैं, विच इज अ वेरी वेरी गुड थिंग. और माशाल्लाह एनसीपीपी हैज ग्रोन ओवर द ईयर्स और इट्स अ वॉलंटियर बेस्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. तो इसमें सबसे अच्छी बात यह है कि यू सी दैट हाउ मच पैशन देयर इज इन द फार्मासिस्ट टू सर्व द कम्युनिटी themselves as well. So mashallah, I say it has been an amazing experience working with NCPB, and hopefully inshallah they'll progress further, or younger generation को especially मैं ये message देना चाहूँगी कि they should come ahead, they should learn, they should see the practices that are being implemented. इस तरह से professionally आपकी development भी होगी और आप कुछ serve भी कर रहे होंगे humanity के लिए, which is self-satisfying as well.
How do you sum up your journey as a pharmacist?
My journey as a pharmacist, alhamdulillah, has been very satisfying from the time I've passed out till the time I've worked in the hospital till now. I feel I'm very blessed, alhamdulillah, and I hope that the profession has given me so much. So I hope I'm able to return something back to the profession that has blessed me so much. So I hope that by doing these activities that I'm involved in, I'm paying back to my profession. And it is my wish that even if we have mashallah so many pharmacists passing out, so even if an individual person gives 5 to 10 to 15 minutes in paying back to the profession that they're associated with, our profession will inshallah develop and go forward in the future years, inshallah.
Any message for the pharmacy students and the new pharmacists in the field?
For new pharmacists in the field, definitely do hard work, and I hope that you can create the name in the field. Mashallah, बहुत सारे लोग कर भी रहे हैं और mashallah, many of the people who are new pharmacists are also getting certified as well. So this is something very good. You should keep striving, keep working hard to make the profession known, and inshallah ta'ala. Besides that, do arrange seminars and conferences and for the undergrad students, so they can also learn from your experiences. The career counseling should be established as well, where the younger students can also learn and progress further. So inshallah ta'ala, hopefully everybody's journey becomes blessed and happy.